Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the SCS chat room. My name is Blake.
And I'm Jonah.
And today we are talking about laziness. Last week we had a lot of fun. We were talking about hobbies. And we kind of realized I never really got into what I do. You said...
Yeah, what do you do for fun, Blake?
You did the... what did you say?
We talked about
woodworking and the Facebook groups and all that.
Yeah, and all my old friends.
But I was thinking about hobbies. What do? I know Jonah's probably like, I drink iced coffee and like work on my skateboard, which I do. But I be throwing it down UFC style every chance I get, boy.
That is fair. I think
yes.
Weren't you just like hurt in the middle of one of our hallways like last week?
Well, Greg Walker, who is the instructor for SWAT, he found out I had a vested interest in jiu-jitsu, and so now every time he sees me, he beats up on me. He's teaching me, air quotes, but really he's just throwing me around the hallways just because he can, really.
That's something that is actually like, so when we're talking about laziness, we're talking about like if you love something so much that it's kind of unhealthy for you, but that's literally something that you could love so much that might be unhealthy.
You don't have to love it a lot for it to become unhealthy when a grown man is throwing you around a hallway.
One that is trained to do so.
Yeah, but it is what it is. Beating some sense into me somehow.
So hobbies was a lot of fun, but life's not all just fun and games, especially right now as we're basically closing out the semester. It gets a little stressful and hard.
Especially for our seniors. I mean, you'll know this better than anybody being the high school guy, but our seniors are under a lot right now. They're coming up on the end of the year, and I know from literally talking to Ian last night, it's his birthday today when we're filming.
It is.
But he did not even want to go to school today. He's got like not even 2 weeks left, but he's like, dude, it's so close that I just don't want to do anything now. It's like he's almost done, so he just doesn't want to be doing anything. Like, it sucks.
And honestly, what's sad about that is a lot of students are like, man, life is just so hard. And I'm not going to be the worst type of adult who's like, well, wait for you to become an adult. But there is a weird, rude awakening that is still like life is difficult in a new way whenever you hit that adulthood.
There definitely are those adults that like, man, you walk into the office or you walk into church or wherever and you're like, man, I'm a little sleepy. I didn't sleep too good. And you hear, what is that? And they're like, hey, did you say you didn't sleep too good? I was like, yeah. It's like, I didn't sleep at all last night. I worked 3 jobs. I have 4 kids. It's like, I didn't ask. It's not a challenge on
you just got upped.
I know. It's like, relax. We can both be tired at the same time. It's okay.
But, yeah, so life does get hard. And, honestly, it is easy for you to just want to take a break, which is healthy to take some breaks.
Enjoy being young while you can because there's no going back.
But that danger is that laziness.
Yes.
And just falling into that just constant cycle of not doing what you need to do.
Yeah.
And then just it lets you down and others down as well.
Especially over pandemic, I think we all kind of discovered a new low for all of us. Like, there was one point that I was playing video games with my buddy because we weren't going to work. We were doing our Zoom meetings, but that was pretty much all we had. And I found myself playing Assassin's Creed Unity with him at 7 in the morning. I was like, this is probably why I feel like I'm dying. Because I am.
Just wait till you go to the office the next day and you're like, man, I didn't get much sleep. And they're like, I didn't get to sleep till dinner. And you're like, I played video games till 7. Take that.
I know, and now I don't play video games, and like Chip plays video games. Like,
which is cool.
I got 2 kids and still play video games, and I'm fine.
Sometimes, but
yeah, that's true.
So talking about laziness, what's wrong with it? I think one of the things that we saw in, I looked up a verse, Ephesians 5:16, and it says, make the best use of your time because the days are evil.
Evil? It says evil?
It says evil. I love it. Just because, like, you're like, all right, wait a sec. The days are evil. But at the same time, there's a lot of truth in that. Just seeing that, like, I think one of the things, what is the saying? That tomorrow belongs to the devil. Like, tomorrow you're going to be like, I'll do it tomorrow.
That's optimistic.
And then tomorrow you're like, I'll do it tomorrow.
It's just that on a quilt.
And so if you say something like, I'll do that tomorrow,
you're never going to get to tomorrow is what you're saying.
Tomorrow's always the next day.
Yeah, I got you. Dang.
That's rough.
That's a little dark in the corners, if I must say. Devil
sure,
is
I heard that from my grandparents or something.
The devil is the king of your tomorrow, kids. Good night.
But so just seeing that laziness, it's all about the decision between like short-term and long-term rewards.
For sure. Because I feel like laziness comes from trying to gratify yourself short-term and being like, okay, I'll put this off for a little bit so I can sit and watch a TikTok or something. And it's never just one TikTok. It's like a lay or a Lay's. What is the thing that
That's potato chip.
A potato. Well, that's a Lay's is a potato chip.
Lay's.
Every Lay's is a potato chip, but not every potato chip is a Lay's. But you can't just have one. That's the thing, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Are you with me?
Not following
Potato chips.
at all.
Okay. All right. We'll talk about potato chips in another
We
podcast.
will figure that
but
out.
For now,
But
it's like you can never, it starts as a short-term thing, but it's so much easier to fall into bad habits than it is to create good ones. Like, I mean, over probably 2 or 3 days, I was like, shoot, if I'm not going to work tomorrow, I can just do whatever and stay up late and teach myself guitar or watch UFC or play video games or whatever. But it takes like, man, Easter killed us, and I'm still trying to go back to the gym every morning, and it's slow. I cannot, like, that's such a hard habit to get back, whereas, like, once you don't go to the gym for 2 days in a row, it's a lot easier not to go to the gym a third day and a fourth day, and pretty much
those decisions, they have an effect. That you get in that cycle of laziness as well.
That's what you're doing, yeah.
And then also just like avoidance isn't that healthy either. And so a lot of times that's what laziness is if I don't focus on this now, I won't have to think about it, and I won't be sad. And you're like, but the problem still exists. It's like just putting a fresh coat of paint on a broken truck or whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, so talking about that, there are a lot of things that are just tips and tricks. I've always been, so like me, laziness is like a weird level as well, just because like I have ADHD.
No.
And that, I know. What?
No, you don't.
Hey,
Come
your
on.
foot's tapping for the first time ever. All right.
I'm
But anyway,
wired.
but for me, like it's constantly like, it is so hard for me to sit down and focus. And I found that I would have to create these different these different tricks and rewards so that I could like help myself work on that
So,
kind
like,
of thing.
what's an example of that?
So, for example, like I was in a master's. I got my master's degree before I ever really started taking any medicine for ADHD. I didn't know I had ADHD till like I was an adult.
Wow.
So anyway, I was in master's classes having to write a 35-page paper. And I would say, all right, you know what? I'm going to watch a 5-minute or less YouTube video. After I finish every single page, I'll reward myself with something like that. And so just like, all right, I'm not doing like an episode of The Office or whatever. Like that's like, you'll be done with your paper in 5 years at that point. But anyway, just doing that small thing, that small break, that's really good.
Dang, man. That's like training yourself for discipline as well, because it's hard to just go like, all right, 5 minutes, and it will be either what I wanted or not what I wanted, but no matter what, after 5 minutes, boom, back to writing.
Exactly why you choose a shorter video. So you you don't have to pause anything. It's already over, and you can keep going.
Dang.
But anyway, so with that, just having those rewards and taking those breaks is a really good thing if you want to actually start moving and being healthy again against laziness. But if your laziness is not just from like the normal sense, there are other causes.
Right. Like being overwhelmed is a huge one. Like, to be honest, even, laziness is the cause of a lot of things. Like it's the first thing that happens. Like, okay, I'm overwhelmed, so I'm not going to do it. And that's kind of what laziness is. It's like, okay, we're going to delay this or kind of put this off to the side and do something else and kind of relax and chill out. But really, it kind of takes place. You're choosing to be lazy over facing your anxiety, which is a lot of times, like with school, I mean, we both get it. With all the work that we do, I mean, ministry is pretty much a 24/7 job.
Yeah.
Like, we work at the Simple Church. We're blessed to work only, 4 days of the week, technically. But it's pretty much every single day. And, if you let that pile up, or if you are lazy at the beginning and then you have to do everything at the end, or if it's Saturday and you're still writing your message, that's where anxiety and even depression come in if it stacks up too high. So that's when it becomes a bigger deal.
But then even there as well, I'm just going to stop there just to say that there's a separate way to look at that, is that if you are struggling with depression, like if that's not I'm lazy and it's causing my depression, or I'm stressed because it's causing, but if you're struggling with depression, that's not, that laziness that comes out of that is just a symptom. It's just something small. Like what you need to get help is with those things that are causing you to not be able to get up or anything. And so going to someone, like, that's not something you can just like, oh, I'm going to reward myself and do it sometimes. Like, that means you actually do need to talk to some people.
That needs to be addressed, because that's defeat.
Yeah, whether it be us, friends, or parents, like, we're here for that.
Yeah, we've all been there. And with, everybody at the very end of the school year, only probably got a month, probably less than that even, to go. But you're so close. We just got to finish like we started. Finish strong, get through it, and then we got summer, baby. So get there.
And it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to our Chat Byte on laziness. make sure to check out all the rest of our Chat Bytes on the Simple Church Students YouTube page.
You can find them on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you listen to podcasts, watch videos, wherever. You can find us anywhere. Thank you so much for listening. The challenge, we always do a challenge at the end of this Chat Byte, and the challenge this week is just do your homework. We're so close.
We know you have it.
Take the extra steps. I got to do mine. I'm going to do it. I don't want to. I could be lazy, but you know what? I'm going to team up with you guys, and we're going to get it done. Let's go, people.
All right. See y'all next week as we actually meet with our mothers next week on our podcast.
What? Surprise. You don't want to miss that.
Check it out. All right.
Peace.